All right, want to get into Monday Night Football?
Hey, let's get into it.
This was a fascinating game.
Wow.
The Chargers obviously win in overtime 22-19, but so much more to the story than that.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, this was a meltdown game. There's really just no other way around it if you watched it. Not that Justin Herbert was great in this game.
No.
Far from it.
Yeah.
This game was ugly at times, but the story is the Eagles quarterback. Check this one out just to kind of kick it off, Chris. When he held the ball more than 2.5 seconds, which is a really good measure of the true drop back kind of game, he was 5 for 20 for 99 yards and had 4 picks.
Yeah. It wasn't a good night. There's no doubt. Again, we've been seeing this trajectory. We've been trying to tell people for the last month, right?
Chris Fuchs, you were on this a long time ago.
We've been trying to say
a long
this.
time ago.
The pocket's good. There's time. There's people open. As I texted you before the show this morning in the group, right? I just said, hey, we got some screenshots of interceptions and things we're going to show, but there's a number of plays where you go, wait, there's more to be had here. This guy's open. Devontae Smith's on a post route. This is why they called the play. Why aren't we throwing it? A.J. Brown's on a deep cross here. He's open. You got great protection. Why are we looking at the pass rush and then running out of the pocket, right? So that's what leads to those over 2.5 seconds. It's just not enough of seeing it, believing it, and putting the ball on the money into some tight windows. Now, there's a few throws there that were like that last night. So there was a few moments in the game where I went, man, that's it, Jalen Hurts.
Right.
Like, you took a 5-step drop. I think he knew at times last night, like, man, we're not going to get anywhere against this Chargers defense unless I throw some balls on rhythm, right? So I do think he did make some plays when I went and watched back the film and went, man, that's better than what I usually see from Jalen Hurts. But as we know, there was still a lot left on the field, and I think it all started really, with he just didn't throw the ball all that well last night, right? You heard Troy Aikman kind of talked about it early in the game. He's going, man, Jalen Hurts is a little off right now. The ball's sailing. He's not on target, the accuracy, all of that. And Jalen Hurts can go through that because Jalen Hurts doesn't have great mechanics, so that's the first thing. You've heard me say before, he lets his arm act as an independent contractor, right? He doesn't really always get his full body and turn the upper body against the lower body and create that torque that you see a lot of quarterbacks do. He kind of just at times just sits and lets the arm do it all himself. It's hard to do that and be on the money, right? Throw after throw after throw without a mechanic to back it up. You're just going off feel and talent that way, which you might have a hot day every now and then, right? Like you go in the driveway and you go, oh, I'm hot today. Right. But then you go in 3 days later and you go, what the hell? I can't get one and down because you're not a basketball player. You don't have the technique to rely on.
It's a shooter.
It's just a feel thing.
Right.
And so I think it started there. And then, of course, we had a lot of mistakes that went from there that were pretty atrocious for the Philadelphia Eagles.
I want to read you one of the most interesting splits I found in this game.
Okay.
So when the Chargers, he had 20 dropbacks against single high safety, just one deep safety.
Right.
He was 11-17, 146 yards, almost 9 yards per attempt. He did throw a pick, but good numbers, was pushing the ball.
Right.
On 15 dropbacks, they played 2 deep safeties.
Yeah.
He was 6 of 15, 50 yards. That's 3.3 yards per attempt, 2 picks.
Yeah, that's where life gets a little dicey with them. That's where you through time, because they've usually been able to run the ball, they usually get single safety all the time.
Right.
He gets looks that other quarterbacks would go, oh, my gosh, could I get that look with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith? I mean, I'll throw for 500 yards a game if I could get some of those looks. Right, so that's where I try to tell people, too. He gets looks on the regular that I go, other great quarterbacks would lick their chops to go, oh, my gosh, I'm getting this coverage with my guys like this, right? Now, sure, he had a few drops, too. I get that. A.J. Brown, the first play of the game, you can maybe call it a drop. The guy grabbed his right arm as he was catching the ball. Jalen Hurts throws a really good deep ball. There's no doubt about it. But when it comes to playing the concept, as we discussed a few weeks ago, play the concept, got to read the coverage, got to anticipate, got to feel it, might have to put the ball into a window there. I feel like Jalen Hurts is reluctant at times to do that, right? We've talked about it. He wants to play one-on-one ball more than anything. I make fun of it. Oh, it's a go route. Oh, it's a throw it up. Oh, it's a slant, right? Oh, it's one-on-one and we throw a curl route, right? That's kind of how they operate. So this is a game, and again, they ran the ball pretty good last night. They did.
Finally,
but the Chargers were not going to give them a ton of opportunities, and this is what's happening too to Philly. Because they're so simple in the pass game and the run game, teams are going, wait, we feel like we can still figure out ways to play run defense but still be good against the pass, or play pass defense and still kind of figure out how to stop the run too without unnumbering, right? That's what the simplicity does to them. And then I have people off of that. This is what I get all the time. Well, why aren't they more creative, right? And I think when people think creative, they think, we just want people to get wide open so he can throw it. No. Creativity comes with intricate offensive play and the coach motioning and giving you a checks at the line of scrimmage. And they don't feel comfortable with that with Jalen Hurts. When they call 3-man routes and they go, wait, we just want you to throw this guy to this guy and he's open, like we showed some of the plays against Dallas a few weeks ago, and he doesn't throw it, and they go, wait, we literally just said do all this and just throw to this guy, and it doesn't happen, that doesn't give them the confidence to go, hey, let's reinvent the wheel and make a new play and have him read more stuff. It goes the opposite way. It goes, he doesn't even do 2 + 2 good, so why would we give him, 49 divided by 7, right? Why would you do that? So that's how coaches operate. They don't go, oh, wait, he's messing up the simple stuff, so let's get more complex. No, they actually dial it back, and that's part of the overall problem that we're talking about, and that it's just finally the roosters have come home to roost. What is it? The chickens have come home to roost, right?
Yep.
Right. I guess chickens roost. I got them, and I don't hear them roost. I hear my rooster roost. But either way, all right. So now we're at a point here where, it's the defense, which was phenomenal. We're going to get to in a minute, right? In other weeks, didn't save them. And here was a game where, they needed the pass game because of the turnovers to kind of win the game and go down this field and score that way. And it put some pressure on him, and he couldn't deliver in those moments to make some big throws like we know he can at times, but it's too inconsistent and all over the place, and that what leads to a below-average passing game in Philadelphia.
As I said off the top, it was really tough sledding for him for anything over 2.5 seconds, which is dropbacks were split. He had 50% dropbacks under 2.5 seconds where he threw and over 2.5 seconds where he threw.
And some of those 2.5 seconds, guys are covered, so I get that.
Yep, and he can run.
And he can run. But then there's other ones where you go, wait, it's 2.5 seconds. Guys are coming open.
Why is he holding the ball then?
And he holds, and I don't know why. I don't know. I can't give you a reason.
He's played with these guys for a long time. It's not.
So people think he's patient in the pocket because he sits there. But a lot of the time he sits there and he's watching the rush. And you go, he can't be looking downfield because there's guys wide open. So if he was looking, he would throw it. And his pocket feel at times, he's too quick to abandon ship, right? To where there's plays where I watched last night and go, okay, the right defense end kind of flashed for a second, but the tackle pancaked him on the ground. And he kind of felt that, and then he just runs. And it's like, no. Just stay there. Like Lamar, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, they would have slid a little bit, and they'd be like, oh, my gosh, here comes A.J. Brown, and I'm good. Boom, throw it. But instead, he starts to run, and then he throws it away, or he runs and gets 5 or 6, or he throws a ball to a receiver on the sideline for another 5 and 6, and everybody goes, oh, nice play by Jalen Hurts. And I'm sitting there as a quarterback going, no, that's not a good play. There was somebody open for 30 yards and then yards after catch, and we didn't throw the ball. And that's where, there's problems in their offense right now.
Yeah, the equivalent to me is when people go, oh, this linebacker had 12 tackles. He had a good game. And then you look at the average depth of tackle, and it was 8 yards down the field. That's Jalen Hurts right now.
That's a great way to put it.
Where it's like, no, the tape is telling a totally different story than whatever you see in the box score week in and week out. And in this week, the rooster came home to roost.
The rooster came home to roost. Exactly right. Yes. And and on top of it, here's another thing about the game. I don't think I've ever seen one team's offense get their ass whooped the way the Chargers got whooped.
It was unreal.
And still win the football game.
Right.
I mean, that's what's unbelievable. I mean, there's pressure and then there's pressure. Justin Herbert could not drop. Thank God Jalen Carter was hurt.
Oh,
because it would have been a bloodbath.
Yeah.
He would have never had a chance. I mean, it was comical, some of the plays. It was like he got the ball, and it was like Daniel Jones, his first year with the Giants. He's like, he took one step on his drop, and he was like, I got to move and run. I'm in trouble. I'm going to have to do this. I mean, look at their drives. Other than the first drive of the game, which was kind of a false prophecy because he hit the Vidal check down.
It's a broken play.
Right, where Nakobe Dean, I think, saw Herbert and thought he was about to scramble, so he left Vidal for a second, and then he hit the check down. He turned up the sidelines for, what was that, a 60-yard gain?
Yeah.
I mean, break down the game other than that. It's 7 plays, 30 yards to kick a field goal. We're going 4 yards of play. It's 16 plays, 51 yards to kick a field goal. We're going 3 yards in a cloud of dust every play. Then it's, hold on, I got more for you. Then it's, okay, then we go 7 plays, 22 yards to kick a field goal. We're going 3 yards per play. And in those 3 yards per play, it's like, jam it in there tight.
Right.
Or I'm in trouble and let me run for 4 and scramble Justin Herbert as the leading rusher.
With a broken hand.
Right. 11 plays for 43 yards, right? 6 plays for 34 yards. I mean, they were totally unbelievably dominated to an extent where you're like, it's incredible that they're still in this game and have a chance to win it. And, of course, that's where we know, and we've said this a lot, with Philly, they can be underwhelming, and if they just don't turn the ball over, they'll probably still win the game. They're that good, right? And here was a night where, of course, the turnovers happened, and the rooster came home to roost, and the Chargers pulled off a miracle win. I mean, a miracle win. Come on.
The numbers on it are just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So Kamani Vidal on that broken play had 60 yards on that one catch.
Yeah, right.
No other player on the Chargers had more than 22 receiving yards in the game.
I mean, yeah.
Like, it was like, where's Lad McConkey? Where's Keenan Allen? Quentin Johnson, I saw more than anyone else, and it was like 3 times.
Exactly right. I mean, we had Trey Harris, who I think had 1 catch, right, for the 18 yards. Other than that, I don't think they had another play over 15 yards the rest of the night.
Didn't feel like it. Gadsden was not involved.
Not at all. Exactly right.
Their line can't pass protect with all the injuries they've had. That they can't do anything else in the offense.
No, they can't, and especially with that group right there. And then I think the other thing you're seeing is just that, do they have enough speed at receiver, right? That's what kind of shows up, right?
They're all very similar besides McConkey.
Exactly.
Like, I like Trey Harris.
Yeah.
But Trey Harris is
big, long strider like Quentin Johnson, right? Yeah, he's kind of that way. Keenan Allen's not very fast anymore at this point of his career. McConkey's fast, but more jitterbug fast rather than I'm just going to blow by you and run for an 80-yard touchdown, right? So that's where they kind of are.
Kind of need that guy.
And it felt like, the secondary of the Eagles certainly weren't threatened by anybody. I mean, Quinyon Mitchell, they were like, forget it. Don't even throw over there. Until, late in the game, they finally threw a pass over there.
Yeah, you wouldn't know he was playing.
Cooper DeJean, I don't know. Is he an all-pro nickel player? I think he might be the all-pro nickel this year.
Incredible player.
He's incredible. I mean, he's all over Lad McConkey.
Even the free play interception was an impressive play.
No doubt about it.
It's a free play, so you don't count it. But to catch that ball, I'm like,
his ball skills are
nuts.
as good as anybody in the sport. And then, of course, he's amazing against the run. But, yeah, that was as much of an ass-whooping on one side of the ball I've ever seen, where the team that got their ass whooped still found a way to win the football game. It's a testament to their toughness and their mental fortitude and Justin Herbert and their defense and all that. But, yeah, it feels like the Eagles messed up more than it felt like the Chargers outplayed them, that's for sure.
I mean, Herbert's career high, sacked 7 times. The crazy thing is he's 3-0 in his carear when he's sacked 6+ times.
That's amazing.
It's like he makes him angrier the more he gets hit.
Yeah, right. It's like the Hulk. You keep hitting him and he gets green. And he was mad after the game. I mean, he didn't even want to do the interview after the game. Right? It's about as rude as I've ever seen Justin Herbert act.
It was a little startling.
It was a little rude.
I know he's not the most he's not usually media rude. He's just media agnostic. He's not interested in that part
he's shy. He's just not that
When he was coming out of Oregon, everybody would tell you that.
Right.
He's all talented in the world, but you're not going to get a lot.
Is he an alpha? Is he a guy that can take over the locker room?
That was a moment where I was like, that
was the first time I've ever seen him be like that.
Rude.
And we're going to call it like it is, as much as we like Justin Herbert and and he's tough as hell. That was rude. That really was.
Laura Rutledge handled it like a pro and was like, just a couple of questions. And,
right.
You do the interview where he doesn't have much to say and you go on and that's TV.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you're Justin Herbert. You're the quarterback of the team. And you're making, $56 million a year, and you just had a broken hand. Right.
Yeah.
It's Monday Night Football. You just beat the Super Bowl champs. I mean, of course they're going to come and talk to you. So, yeah, I did not think that was his best moment in life in the NFL for sure.
One more thing I want to get back to, because this is just insane.
Right.
The Jalen Hurts double turnover play.
Oh, my gosh. Right?
This is, this is a unicorn. So, first off, according to the Elias Sports Bureau, Hurts is the first player to commit 2 turnovers on the same play dating to 1978. That's the first year play-by-play data was actually tracked.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and this is one that's near and dear to my heart. I was dying laughing when we had this in our chat. Rich Cimini, who's covered the Jets forever at a very high level, said, here's another way to look at this. The Chargers had 2 takeaways on 1 play. The Jets have 1 defensive takeaway on 809 plays.
That's so good. Only a Jet fan can come up with that.
That's
right
a
there.
real Jet number.
Yeah, that is. It's amazing. It really is. And, I mean, that was the start right there, right? That was the start because you went, okay, wait, the Eagles got a field goal, and then they're going down the field, and you're going, hey, they look kind of good tonight. Like, they're moving the ball. They've run the ball well. They got underneath the center a good amount last night, again, where I like that aspect of their offense and how they look. Certainly that. But that first interception and then the fumble across it, that was our first time. I'm like, whoa, okay, all right. Ooh, the Chargers, they're ready. They got some stuff going here. And it was really one of the themes of the night because as we saw, to your 2.5 seconds throwing, when the Chargers just rushed 4 by itself and they didn't trick it up at all, I mean, Jalen Hurts has all day long.
Yeah.
So they had to do, and they didn't want to over blitz because they knew the Chargers aren't a great man-to-man team, and they know you play man-to-man enough against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, you're going to lose. You can't do it all game long. So the Chargers took the way of, like we always talk about, blitz 2, drop 2.
Yep.
We're not going to beat these offensive linemen man-to-man, so let's see if we can confuse them and do that. Have people lined up at the line of scrimmage, drop out, and that's what happened on the first interception. They kind of had a blitz look, and of course, Deshaun Hand drops out, and Jalen Hurts thinks, okay, I'm going to have an easy slant over the middle, but the Chargers are going, wait, when teams bring this blitz, this is what they go to a lot of the time. So we're going to have somebody drop there. And, of course, it was an incredible interception by the big man in Deshaun Hand.
All 4 of his interceptions came against a 4-man rush.
All came a 4-man rush.
All 4.
Yeah, right. It speaks to the 4-man rush, the 2 deep safeties, all that. And that's when you need to be a really disciplined quarterback and play the pocket the right way, and then know, hey, there's going to be 7 people in coverage. And when somebody comes open, I got to be what my coach told me to be, in rhythm, throw it on time, because there's not going to be a lot of room. And there's no guarantee another guy's going to be open after that first guy is open with a team like the Los Angeles Chargers. And I think at times he's been spoiled in his past because they're so good, they still get away with it. And we're seeing right now, again, that's just they're off, he's off, and their whole offense is off as a unit.
I know the rumors leaking out already is that the Giants want a head coach with experience, but for me, I think Jesse Minter should be on the short list of guys they give a serious look at.
I
don't know who his OC would be,
right?
So that's always a caveat,
right?
But every time I watch the Chargers play, and schematically, when you and I go through the games, I go, who's more qualified that hasn't done it yet than this guy?
I'm with you there. I mean, Jesse Minter is a Ben Johnson of defense, right? That kind of guy. That's what he is. I mean, you know me. I've said this for 2 years. I've had a man crush on their pass defense because they are masters at dropping people in the right area, knowing how to double people, but still be in coverage the right way, passing people off like we talk about so much.
The communication's unbelievable.
The communication is next level. And, I'm with you. Him, Jeff Hafley of the Green Bay Packers, to name another defensive guy there. Him, Shula from the Rams, my man Burke, Matt Burke from down in Houston.
Yeah,
it's probably time he starts getting some combo or some love here on that side of the ball. So, yeah, it feels like it's more of a defensive coordinator head coach year than it does offensive coordinator head coach year. Yo, thanks for watching, homies. We are now in the NFL season here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, game recaps, film deep dives, and much, much more.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, rate, review. Peace out. You know where to find us.